Well, welcome to this LinkedIn Live or Instagram Live if you're watching on Instagram. My name's Adrian Smith. I'm stoked to be here. I've got lots happening here. So if you see me looking down, it's because I want to make sure that we are all happening. Now, as I go to LinkedIn, let's just make sure my audio is working. So if you can just let me know, type working, or even better yet, if you could type live in the comment section if you're watching this both on Instagram and LinkedIn, that would be a huge help to me. So hit live if you can see me, or comment just so I can make sure that this is all working. I'm super pumped to be here, and I'm excited about this topic that we're going to be talking about today, which is convert like crazy with AI. Now, I planned this particular topic out a very long time ago. Some of the things, some of the updates I made was, in November last year. And so I knew that this was going to be a hot topic. And I've been thinking about this for a long time. And so I'm really excited to be here. Now, a bit of housekeeping. If the video freezes for any reason, just give it 10 seconds just to make sure that it's not just buffering or whatever it might be. And so give it 10 seconds. If it happens to freeze for whatever reason, just hold it or else hit refresh and it should be good to go. If you're watching this live, like I said, can you go to the comment section now? It'd be a huge help to me, and type in live. And if you happen to be watching this as a replay, could you go onto the comment section and hit replay, and we can go from here. Now, let's get stuck into it. My name is Adrian Smith. I run a company called Run Gopher. Now, we are a full end-to-end conversational AI platform specializing in communication methods. Now, what we do is all around how do we help organizations communicate better, and we use AI. So we drive conversation using AI. We use SMS, MMS, voicemail, email, and voice AI. So inbound, outbound calling, all with AI. Now, it's incredible, and we're going to get into how we can actually use these technologies. But currently, we're working with some of today's biggest names in both for-profit and not-for-profit world. But all our clients have one thing in common, and it is this. They know that now, like right now, is not the time to fall asleep at the wheel of innovation and adaptation of new technologies. And in fact, I would go even as far to say that I personally believe that the next 2 years in your business are the most crucial to its longevity. Now, what I mean by that is AI is here, and it is disrupting the business landscape as we know and as we speak. And so I personally believe that the next 2 years is crucial in your business's longevity. Now, I want today to be as jam-packed as possible with value, so let's get started. Let's talk about the problem that I currently see, and the problem that I know is real because I have these conversations day in and day out. Now, the conversation is this, and this is the problem. The Harvard Business Review did some research in this, and it was looking at how long does it take companies to actually follow up on leads, potential sales. And the study found that the average response time across all companies that they analyzed was 42 hours, if at all. Now, those two points are key in this, and we'll dive into that. But the average response time was 42 hours, if at all. Now, our topic is convert like crazy with AI, and so we're going to dive into why these stats are really important. Now, can you imagine in your business, and really the hard fact is that 50% of those watching this, you fall into this bucket, unfortunately, but you are simply leaving money on the table, and not just money. We're going to talk about some other things outside of just a dollar in a moment, but this is crucial to how do we convert like crazy. The problem is that majority of companies are not converting, definitely not like crazy, and definitely not using AI at this point. We can fix that. Now, why use AI? Now, let's just put money aside for a moment, and let's talk about something that is really important to note with AI, and something that I think is really overlooked when speaking about AI. We talk about efficiencies, we talk about all these things, and typically the goal with those conversations is, how do we make more money? How do we do these things? Now, I would probably put an argument that there are other reasons and other factors that are probably even more important and that feed into the general outcome of how do we make more money, how to increase our profit margin. And that is, how do we use AI, A, in our personal life, and B, in the companies that we work with, for, or in, or lead, for a greater purpose? How do we actually get back time in people's life? How do we get back culture in our teams? How do we use technologies to help us come together in more and more ways? And so I want to set the stage that this is the current AI landscape for businesses. And we know this, that it's more than just a buzzword. It is reshaping how businesses, from nonprofits to large corporations, operate and engage with both their employees and their customers. Now, according to the latest AI Index report, now I really encourage you to go and read it. It's heavy hitting, but it's from Stanford. They do this study every year. It's called the AI Index report, and it looks at industries, countries, AI in general, and who is winning the battle in this moment. And so in this latest AI Index report, it's talking about the difference between businesses that are leveraging AI and those that aren't. And it's becoming increasingly stark. Now let's dive into some of these key areas. Now, number one, AI is a game changer. AI isn't just a tech trend, it's a game changer for businesses across the spectrum. The AI Index report highlights that companies using AI, now pay attention, using AI are 1.7 times more likely to report improved decision making and 2.2 times more likely to achieve operational efficiency than those that aren't leveraging AI. Now, by enhancing your existing processes with AI, you're not just optimizing operations. You're also fostering a culture of innovation and agility, which can lead to a 20% increase, and again, to the report, 20% increase in employee engagement. Now that is massive. If you lead a company, if you lead a team, if you work in an organization, it's saying that those companies that adopt AI technology, they have a 20% increase in employee engagement. That is massive. Number two, seamless integration and culture. The report underscores how businesses that successfully integrate AI into their existing systems are experiencing positive cultural shifts. Specifically, 70% of companies using AI report higher job satisfaction. 70% of companies using AI report higher job satisfaction due to the reduction in mundane tasks. Not just about a dollar. AI isn't about replacing roles, but augmenting them. And this has always been the big thing that the media loves to jump on, is that AI is going to replace humans or replace our job or take our job. And the reality is that AI is a tool. Companies that use AI to handle routine tasks see their employees focusing on more creative, strategic work and leading to higher job satisfaction and a 25% increase in staff retention rates compared to those that are slow to adopt AI. Now I'm just going to pause, go to my screen and make sure we are all good. People are in, it's working, people can hear me, that's good. Let's keep rolling. Perfect. Good news. Number three, automating for efficiency and employee morale. AI-driven automation is not just about cutting costs. Again, not just about the dollar. It's about enhancing the work environment. According to the AI Index report, and I come back to this a lot, and there's also another report that I'll be referencing soon. The AI Index report, companies that have implemented AI-driven automation report a 30% increase in employee productivity and a 15% boost in morale. This AI allows teams to focus on meaningful, high-impact work, which directly contributes to better staff retention and a stronger, more positive workplace culture. Now, I just want to pause for a moment. These are all wonderful things. And this is really, I mean, some of the byproducts of this is increasing profit, but it's not just about that. It's about how do we build companies that retain good people? And how do we do that? Well, it's telling us that AI adoption is part of that. Now, number 4, ethical AI and trust within the organization. The report also highlights the importance of building trust through ethical AI practices. Now, there is a lot going on in the world of AI and ethics. Going off a script here, but in recent times and in recent images that have come to light, we're seeing AI generate images of Trump and Kamala Harris, which look incredible, but they are there to really cause division. And so AI in the hands of the wrong person can be funny, but can also be detrimental to the fabric in society of what we're trying to cultivate, and that is unity and getting along. And so there is a big push at the moment for increasing ethics and legislation around the use of AI. But it says this: 83% of employees in companies that have transparent AI systems reported higher trust levels in their organization's leadership. Companies that prioritize transparency and the fairness in their AI systems not only gain customer trust, but also strengthen internal trust among employees. Workers are more likely to embrace AI when they understand and trust the technology, leading to smoother implementation and better overall outcomes. Now, I hope this information is okay. I spent a lot of time collating this for you, and I really want it to be beneficial to you in your organization. If it's beneficial, let me know in the chat. Just give me the thumbs up or say beneficial, or just say you look great today. That would be helpful. Number 5, before we get into some practical things: transforming customer-employee interactions. Finally, AI is transforming how businesses interact with both customers and employees. The index report points out that companies using AI to personalize interactions see a 28% increase in customer satisfaction and a 32% improvement in employee engagement. Employees feel more connected and valued when AI tools help streamline their work and enhance their contributions, creating a more cohesive and motivated workforce. Now, these 5 points, get in touch if you want them. I can send them to you. I'm more than happy to do that. But it goes further than just talking about money. It goes to these, using AI actually helps us build really incredible companies and organizations to help us have meaningful connections with people, and helps us to retain good people in our organization. Now, if that is not enough motivation to start looking or at least implementing AI in our business, then I don't know what is. G'day, Braden, Laura, Hugh. Thanks so much for joining me. So using AI has a far greater impact on your business than just improving sales conversions. It's actually about creating a thriving culture, retaining top talent, and leading your industry. So whether you're a nonprofit aiming to maximize impact or a large corporation seeking to boost performance, AI offers powerful tools to elevate your business to the next level. Now, this is all good news if you ask me. So what do we do with this? We're here to talk about converting like crazy with AI. Now, convert like crazy with AI is a big, grand statement, but I know it to be true because we are doing it in our business for our customers, our clients. So I want to reference the Harvard Business Review now. Now, like I said above, they went out and they did this study to see what is the average time for companies to convert leads. What is the average time for them to actually get in touch with leads? And they found this. Now, pay attention. The 5-minute response window. So companies that attempt to contact potential customers within 5 minutes are 100 times more likely to connect with them than those who try to contact the lead just even 30 minutes later. 5 minutes are 100 times more likely than if it's 30 minutes later. Additionally, these companies are 21 times more likely to qualify the lead compared to those who respond after 30 minutes. the 5-minute response window. Now, I need you to get this, and I need you to hold on to these numbers because this is crucial to your business's success. The 1 hour response. So we've got the 5-minute response window. We've got the 1 hour response. Companies that respond within an hour are 7 times more likely to have meaningful conversations with decision makers and 60 times more likely to qualify the lead than those who wait 24 hours or longer. So we're still well ahead of the pack. 5-minute is the golden goose. That's where we need to be. But if it's an hour, you're still 7 times more likely to have meaningful conversations and 60 times more likely to qualify than those that wait 24 hours. Now, again, they said the average response time of companies was 42 hours, which obviously is significantly lower than the optimal time window of 5 minutes or well within 24 hours. Now, this is where it gets fascinating. The lead decay rate. So the likelihood of qualifying a lead decreases by over 400% when the response goes from 5 minutes to 10 minutes. Now, I just want to stop there. In the chat, are these stats, I can't see anyone on Instagram, I'm really sorry, but are these stats just blowing anyone else's mind? Like, this is crazy to me because companies are investing huge amounts of money to generate leads, and we know that a high proportion of them are not even getting in contact with them within 24 hours, within 2 days, or sometimes not even at all. Is this just blowing anyone else's mind? This is certainly blowing mine. And when I was reading these stats, I could see why people were just saying, why people are saying their company is not working. Mine is blown. Hi, Brooke, I can see you on Instagram. Sorry, I'm clicking through. Bear with me. So what do we do with this? Let's dive a little deeper. Now, the industry comparison. Only 30% of companies responded to their leads within an hour, while 23% never responded at all, missing out on valuable opportunities. Could you, you spend all this money in your company to generate leads on your website, on your marketing team, on your sales guys, on whatever it is. And let's just wrap this up. 23% never respond at all. 37% of companies responded to leads within an hour. So that leads a high proportion of people, of companies, more than 50%, that just are they're outside the 24-hour window or just don't get in contact at all. So let's make this personal. Let's say you're in the market for a new car. It's 2 p.m. on a Monday and you're sitting down at your computer and you're thinking, okay, let's do some research on the car. And you finally land on what car you want. You do the research and you land on brand, whatever it is. And so the next thing you do is you go, okay, well, where are the dealers in my vicinity that I can go and do a test drive? And so you find that there are 3 dealers in equal distances from your home that could sell you this car. And so you go on each of their websites and you put your lead in and you put your details in. You say, I want to test drive car X, whatever it might be. Submit. Dealership A, if they follow the average that we can see, they call you in 42 hours. So that means you don't get a call until 8 a.m. on Wednesday. Remember, the lead's going in at 2, so it's around 8 a.m. on Wednesday. Dealership B, they call you, and like we said before, the 1 hour response time. So they call you 1 hour after you submit a lead. That's pretty good. Dealership C, they follow the 5-minute response window, and you get a call 5 minutes after submitting your lead. Now, who are you test driving a car with? It's really simple. Who are you test driving a car with? Dealership A, where they call you on Wednesday at 8 a.m. Dealership B, 1 hour, that's pretty good. So you get a call at 3 p.m. on a Monday. Or dealership C, where 5 minutes after you hit that submit button, you get a call saying, hey, I'd love to book you in for a test drive. Now, the truth is that dealership C is closing the set. Like, you have bought a car with dealership C well before dealership A even books a test drive. Now, I want to ask you a question. And I want you to be honest. You don't need to put it in the chat. You can if you want, for full transparency and vulnerability. But If you are being honest, which dealership example, A, B, or C, is most like your company? Which one? Because the statistics tell that a bunch of you on this call are dealership A, and you're not calling until 8 a.m. on Wednesday. Some of you are an hour after the call, some of you between 42 hours and 1 hour. That's fine. But not many of you are currently doing the 5-minute window. Which one are you? Now, I'm not talking either about contact being like the automated email that goes out, because we know that email only carries a 22% open rate. 22% across the industries, that's the open rate for email. I'm talking about meaningful conversations. This is meaningful conversations where you can book them in for a test drive or whatever it is your organization does. Now, these statistics emphasize that speed to lead is what we call it. And when I work with clients, that is the terminology that we use. Speed to lead is not just a best practice, but a critical factor in maximizing conversion rates and overall sales effectiveness. Now, I'm just going to take a little pause here. Is this okay for people? How are we going? Are we going all right? Is this beneficial? Is this helpful, valuable information? I'm just going to pause and look at the comments. Deep in sell by chat. Great news. Thanks, Brooke. Can always count on you. Who on LinkedIn? I can see Jack, a fellow voice AI. Voice AI for speed to lead. Absolutely. And I'm about to get there. Juice, Hugh. We've got a bunch of people. Braden, Jean. Thanks so much for joining me. Okay, perfect. Let's continue on. Let's get practical. Okay, so we know the problem. We know the problem is that organizations, including yours likely, are just not moving fast enough in terms of getting in contact with leads. That is the baseline here. Is that the world has changed, and that with all these advancements in technology that we need to be moving quicker, and we can. It doesn't have to be stressful because technology can help us to do that. Like I said before, the next 2 years are crucial in your business's longevity. Your ability and your desire and let's say your steps towards adopting AI into your business are crucial into how your business operates in the next 2 years. And again, not just money. Let's put the money aside, but your ability to retain staff, attract staff, the culture within your teams, the efficiency in which you do things. Even if it's not about the dollar, AI is going to help you. So we know the problem. How do we fix it? Now, I want to share with you one method that I use with all of my sales conversations. And when I sit down with clients and I go, okay, we know the problem is, we know what you want to solve. You want to book more appointments. You want to sell more things. You want to have more meaningful conversations with people. So let's take a step back. Let's look at what is currently happening in your business, and then what I call the then what happens method. And it is simple, very, very simple. This is how I come up with conversation design and or strategy for clients. Whether you're doing 1,000 leads or 1,000 calls a month to outbound clients or inbound, or whether you're doing 300,000 to 1 million, it's the exact same process. Now, I want you to get practical. Now, I want you to get out a piece of paper if you can. If you're just listening to this, absolutely, that's totally fine too. But I just want you to draw a straight line across the page. Now, at the end of it, I want you to think about what is the step that you're thinking about. Now, I don't want you to talk about like the end goal being a sale, because there's too many steps involved in that. I want you to look at specific tasks within your business. So let's say booking appointments. So if the goal is to book an appointment, I want you to do the then what happens method. For someone, and let's do it from when they submit a lead, then what happens? So you could even go from the start. So someone is looking for a car, they go onto your website and they put in their details. Okay, they hit submit. Then what happens? The lead goes into your CRM, or lands in Google Sheets or whatever it is. Okay, then what happens? One of our sales team pick up that lead and they call that person, or they might email that person. Okay, then what happens? Then we try and book an appointment. Okay, then what happens? We send them a form to fill in before to make sure they're qualified. Okay, then what? You get the point. I won't keep saying then what happens. But what you got to do is you got to write down all the steps that happen in a particular process. The then what happens method. And then you circle what a human currently does. So where in this sequence do humans have to intervene? A human manually sends an email, or a human has to open up your CRM to look at the details to give them a call. Circle where a human is involved. Then what I do, because I'm quite a visual person, I get a different color and I analyze what could be automated. And this is where I start with clients. And I go, well, it looks to me like in these 10 steps, there's 4 times that a human has to interact with these 4 steps for it to be able to move down the line towards our goal of booking an appointment. And so if there's 4 human interactions, what need to be human interactions? Now, this has changed in recent times. Previously, most people would say, well, they need to have a phone call. They need to send an SMS. They need to do this. Nowadays, I would say that 80% of the things on that could be automated with AI. And here's the example. So we work with a client in the States. They generate leads for their clients all over the US. Now they generate a lot of leads, around 30,000 to 50,000 leads per month, and increasing every month. And so when we sat down with this particular client, we did the then what happens conversation. And we found that speed to lead is crucial in this, especially in the particular industry they're in. Speed to lead is crucial. So we developed a system that helps them with speed to lead. And it looks like this. Lead goes on Facebook. They see an ad for this particular offer. They put in their details. The details then land in the CRM, and our AI outbound caller gets triggered within 30 seconds. So within 30 seconds of that person submitting their lead, we do an outbound call. Now, pause for a moment. Our outbound caller is completely voice AI. So I see someone commented, voice AI for speed to lead. I'm with you there. And so what we do is we build a script using AI and large language models to have conversations with clients with the goal in mind of booking an appointment in this case. And so lead goes in, Facebook form is filled in, goes into the CRM. CRM triggers us to have a call. We send an SMS before that saying, hey, thanks so much for putting your details in. We're going to give you a call shortly. And we mean shortly. 30 seconds later, they get a call. Hey, this is so-and-so from this organization, and we're looking to have a conversation. So what are the reasons you put your details in? What are you trying to achieve doing X, Y, Z? Okay, the next step for you is this, to have an appointment with one of our team. What time works for you? And the AI has this entire conversation, just like we would have a human to human, it now has bot to human conversations. And it's extremely believable. It sounds exactly like a human. And so we have this speed to lead. Once the lead has booked an appointment, we have a sequence of SMS that we use to follow up on the leads, to confirm their appointments, make sure they're going to show. If their lead is busy, we send up follow-up links to calendars so that they can book in with that particular person. So what I'm saying is this. If we know that speed to lead is the issue that companies are facing currently for converting leads, and we know that the 5-minute response window gives you 100 times more chance to convert that lead than even 30 minutes later, then that is the golden goose. That is what we should be aiming for in organizations. And if you're not currently within that, you should be working towards that. Now, maybe the goal is to move from 42 hours to 24 hours. That is a great goal to have, because we know, based on these stats, that the chance of you converting that lead increases as the time decreases. So the quicker you can have a call, the better. I'm not saying you have to get to 5 minutes tomorrow. It is doable. Come and see me if you want to. But I am saying that you should be working towards decreasing the time to lead now. So if it's 42 to 24, 24 to 16, whatever the time frame is, work towards that, because speed to lead is a thing that is killing your business. Statistically, we know this. So how do we fix it? The then what happens model. Be really clear on what is the process that you currently follow. I can't, and no other AI company can fix what they don't know. And so write it out. Circle where it's inefficient in the process, and then we can use AI to automate this. Now, there are plenty of tools out there. I just want to get practical, and I just did a LinkedIn post today of a bunch of tools out in the market for different sectors and different industries that are doing incredible things. And so a couple of apps that I like to use, especially when we are qualifying leads. The first one is the Lead Score app. Daniel Priestley is incredible at what he has built in terms of his platform for waiting rooms and also qualifications. And so you can have people go through an entire qualification sequence and then finish with a call for those that are qualified. We use a lot of AI in our business for all our communication. And so I would suggest just start looking wherever it is that you need to build efficiencies in your process. Look for an AI app that can help you, or look for a company like RunGoFart to help you with the entire sequence. Whether it's email automation, SMS automation, voice AI outbound calling, or inbound calling automation, that is the goal for you. I was just on a call with an insurance company recently, sat on hold for 42 minutes. Now, that doesn't need to happen. AI can reduce waiting times to 0. So if you're in an insurance or a large corporation and you're not currently using AI, then what are you doing? Use AI. So we've been talking for a little while now. In the chat, I just want you to just write one thing that has been beneficial in this conversation so far, one thing that has stood out to you, a statistic that you liked. I would love to get some feedback just to see what is it that has stood out to you so far. I'm just going to go to the chat. What is it that has stood out to you so far in this? Just write it in the comments. That'd be super helpful so that I know that you are getting something out of this conversation. I'm going to go over to Instagram. Hello, friends. How are we going so far? What's been beneficial in this conversation so far? Let me know in the chat. The statistics around speed to lead, yeah, absolutely. That was mind-blowing for me too. And especially reading that and looking at my own company. We have all this technology that we build for everyone else, but am I using it within my company? That was a good question. Speed to lead, yeah, the research results, everyone's loving that. Like I said before, make sure you go to the AI Index report and the Harvard Business Review on speed to lead. Speed to contact ratio, how much an impact that has. 30-second speed to lead rather than weeks. Absolutely. That is huge. Speed to lead and drop off. Yeah. And quite a cliff if you don't contact them soon. Cultural benefits of AI. Thank you, Sean. Yeah. So I'm glad this has been helpful so far. Now, what are the next steps for you? Now, I just love talking about AI. I love helping organizations as much as possible. And I would love to help you take the next step. And what that looks like potentially is booking a time for just an audit with me. I just want to go through that what happens framework with you to see whether there is potential in your organization to use AI. Last week, I was on the call with one of Australia's largest manufacturing companies, and we went through the then what happens framework in their organization, and they found that they had just missed some crucial things. Now, that's actually not a sale for me. It's just super helpful for them to know where they can look. And so if you're looking for just an outside voice in how to actually audit AI and efficiencies in your business, let me know. Now, what sets RunGoFart apart is our expertise in automating communication experiences and driving conversion. So the thing that I have just spoken about, speed to lead, is the thing that we are known for. This is what we spend all our time engineering, our engineers to spend time on, is helping organizations decrease their speed to lead so they can increase their profitability, but also so that they can increase their culture in their organization. Now, I've had stories where as we implement this technology, that has allowed people and teams an extra 2 hours a week to knock off and go and spend time with their family. For me, that is an absolute win. Not just about how much money we can make them, but what improvements in culture and some of the transparency and things that we spoke about earlier. And so that is one of the things that sets us apart at Run Gopher. So if you're looking for that, get in touch. I would love to help. And also, I would love to share some more specific examples and case studies around this. I spoke about one of the clients in the States. We're working with marketing agencies in Australia, financial companies doing applications over the phone and how to automate that process. We're doing lead qualification for companies, just making sure that you are speaking to qualified leads. We are looking at, we've got solar companies that are doing follow-ups and customer satisfaction surveys on has there been any benefit to solar on roofs and all of those things. And so there's a range of conversations that we can build and engineer for you, and I would love to help. Now, if you're serious about taking your business to the next level with AI, DM me, book a call for a free consultation or a demo of our technology. I would love to help. Friends, it's been an absolute blast. Again, next steps for you is get in contact. I'd love to chat about the next step for you and your organization. Until our next LinkedIn Live or Instagram Live, it's been an absolute pleasure, and we'll chat soon.